The MCU that you used to know and love is gone forever. Don't worry too much because Spider-Man No Way Home has launched Peter into the next phase of the Avengers. Avengers Endgame bookmarked the end of an era in the MCU, and Phase 4 now has mainly just kind of focused on specific characters, delving deeper into their stories. We've seen this a lot with the Disney Plus TV shows. There's no real overarching theme at the moment, and we're just kind of focusing on new characters and characters that maybe didn't get the spotlight they deserved before. And I think it's great that we're taking a break from all these big team-ups and the next overarching theme that's going to span over multiple phases, but we also have to think about how is the MCU going to do that and who's going to be the next face of it. I think Spider-Man No Way Home is essentially equivalent to Iron Man 1 in Phase 1, and it is effectively restarting the MCU. Let me explain. Now, after Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker is set up to be the perfect leader of the new Avengers. Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, America Chavez, Wanda's kids, Miss Marvel, and even more young heroes in the MCU already. It's really no secret that the Young Avengers is going to happen. But who is best fit to lead this new Young Avengers team? It has to be Peter Parker. He may still be a teenager at the moment in the MCU, but he has a lot more experience than any of these other potential Young Avengers. I mean, he's been serving as a street level superhero for years at this point, but he also has experiences on the way larger scale battles. I mean, Spider-Man has participated in the Civil War in Germany, he's fought in space, and even beat Strange in the mirror dimension. And I think that seems more important than people think it is, but we'll get to that later. But with all this experience, Spider-Man is easily the most suitable leader of the Young Avengers, because he also fits in that age demographic where he'll fit in with the team rather than someone like Doctor Strange who really can't connect to either the audience and the Young Avengers as well. Additionally, Peter has no one now, no friends, no girlfriend, and remember, none of the other Avengers know who he is anymore. So instead of trying to work his way back in with the old Avengers that don't even remember who he is anymore, I think it would make a lot more sense for him to reach out to these new Young Avengers, and this could be both as a mentor and as friends. Like, try to tell me a Kate Bishop and Peter Parker team up would not have some of the best chemistry you've seen on screen. Now, it's no secret that the MCU is heading into the multiverse as another major overarching plot, and you're probably thinking about, wait, what are we going to do with Spider-Man as the main guy when the multiverse is going to be a big focus in addition to the Young Avengers? Let's remember they decided to show us the multiverse in action in Spider-Man Home for the very first time, and that was no mistake. And I'm not counting anything that happened in Loki, since that kind of takes place out of time and outside of any universe. But No Way Home got our new main Avenger associated with the multiverse very early on, and this is where I want to talk about the mirror dimension scene. Whereas we saw Tony get smarter and correct mistakes he made with each upgrade of his suit, the MCU has to do something else to show us that Spider-Man is worthy of being the next leader of the new Avengers team. And Peter using math to beat Doctor Strange in his own dimension, as dumb as that scene might have been, and at the time I kind of just thought, oh, this is just a throwaway of how we can get Doctor Strange out of this movie for like an hour and a half just to focus on Peter Parker. But I think this actually shows that Peter is well equipped to fight in any situation. I mean, he should have been absolutely destroyed in the mirror dimension by Strange. The fact that he beat Strange in his own dimension shows that he's ready to tackle the multiversal battles that he's going to have to face, as well as we already know he can do the street level stuff. So since Spider-Man has what it takes to be a major player in both directions the MCU is heading towards, I think he's the obvious choice to take on the face of the MCU and the next Avengers. Plus, the Spider-Man trilogy we've got in the MCU was just his origin story spread out over 3 movies. If you want to see me explain that more, click on this next video essay here.